bonjour. I hope I'm audible to you. I think I can see Deepika. Bonjour, Deepika. How are you doing? You'll have to unmute yourself, Deepika.
Ça va bien.
Oh, okay. You've already started talking in French. Okay. So, alors, I think there's a lot of echo from your end. Oh, yeah, would you mind being on mute once? Okay, thank you, Deepika. I think when you unmute yourself, there is an echo that comes to us, and that is there. So whenever you need to speak, you unmute yourself, and then you go back to mute. That's how we would operate. Okay, so we'll get started now. Soon others are also going to join. Alors, quelques questions, some questions. Comment ça va, Deepika? You'll have to unmute again.
Ça va bien.
Okay.
Merci.
Très bien. Parfait. I'll just let Vaibhav in. All right. So, so were you able to do the worksheet, Deepika? I think you sent the answers as well. You were able to do it, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Just now I have done by the help, not by myself, but from the notes.
Yes, of course. Of course. You'll have to. Deepika, I'm sorry, but there's a lot of echo. Would you mind just disconnecting once and rejoining? Perhaps that would help because there's some echo. Yeah, please do that. Yeah, thank you. Okay, I can see Vaibhav. Bonjour Vaibhav. Bonjour Adi. Comment ça va?
Bonjour, ça va bien, merci.
Ça va bien?
Et toi?
Très bien.
Oui.
Super. Alors, vous avez fini le worksheet? Vous avez complété le worksheet? Oui? Vaibhav?
Un peu.
Un peu? Un peu. Un peu is a bit. OK. All right. Et toi, Adi, tu as fini? Tu as fini? D'accord. Okay, we are also joined by Deepika. Deepika, could you just unmute and say bonjour so that we get to see if it's working? Okay, très bien. But I think there's a lot of echo. I don't know for what reason. When you unmute yourself, there is an echo. So maybe if you could later on. I mean, for today, just carry on, not a problem. So whenever you'll be, yeah. If you could put the headphones, they would help perhaps. Okay. So I welcome you all. Je vous souhaite la bienvenue dans notre séance aujourd'hui. Today. Huh?
Is it okay now if I'm
Yes.
using these
Oh,
earphones?
yes, absolutely, absolutely. Très bien, absolument. Parfait. Parfait. Qu'est-ce que c'est parfait? Adi, what is parfait? What does parfait mean? Parfait.
Perfect.
Perfect. Parfait.
Okay.
Perfect. I could also say when Deepika used her earplugs, I would say, très bien. Ça va. Très bien. Very good. Ça va. It's going fine. Ça va. Right? Ça va. Even in this case, it can be used, Deepika. Like you have done something and it's working well for us. Oui, oui, ça va. It's going fine. Ça va. D'accord? Adi, Vaibhav, ça va?
Oui, oui.
Très bien. OK.
D'accord.
Super. Oui, ça marche. Ça marche. If something works, I will say, oui, ça marche. Ça का मतलब होता है this, and marche means walk, but in this case it will mean, Deepika, it works. It works. Ça marche. It works. Ça marche. Oui, oui, ça marche. So you tried putting your headphones and you said, Monsieur, ça marche? Does it work? Oui, oui, ça marche. Monsieur, sir, ça marche? Oui. Ça marche. Oui, ça marche. All right, très bien. Oui, parfait. C'est clair? C'est clair?
Oui.
Okay, what does that mean, Deepika, when I ask you this question? C'est clair? C'est clair?
It's okay. Is it okay?
Kind of, but exactly it will be, Vaibhav?
Is it clear?
Yeah, absolutely. C'est clair. Deepika, c'est clair? How do you respond to that
Oui.
question? Oui.
Oui, c'est clair.
Bravo. Oui, c'est clair. Yes, it is clear. Oui, c'est clair. Parfait, très bien. Alors, on va continuer. On va continuer. On va continuer. Anyone who can help me with this sentence? On va continuer. Any guesses? Anyone?
We will continue.
Yes. On means we. Va means are going. And continue means to continue. Right? So whenever I'm going to use these kind of expressions, Deepika, Vaibhav, Adi, please make sure that you understand them. And this is something that is going to happen shortly. On va continuer. That means we are going to continue. So that is a tense. You've already learned a tense. Bravo. Of ready-made tense for you, and that's called le futur. I'll request everyone to be on mute if you're not speaking, so that please be on mute, everyone, so that there's no backs. Deepika, you too. Thank you. Perfect. You'll unmute yourself, right, whenever you want, or I ask you something. So this tense is called le futur proche. What does that mean? Any guesses? Le futur proche.
The future.
Yeah, what you'll have to raise your hands, whoever has to speak. Yeah, the future. But what kind of future? Proche, Adi? Proche.
Near future.
Exactly. You got it, Deepika? Vaibhav, near future. Future which is very near. Normally future is distant. It's far away. But here near future. How does that make sense? We are going to continue. Going to, right? You always use these kind of constructions, Vaibhav. She's going to dance, we are going to sing, they're going to eat, he's going to speak. You got that, Deepika? Going to is going to be used, and you use the verb, right? Since it's a very simple tense, I'll quickly tell you right away so that whenever we meet it officially, hum isse milenge, don't worry. We will do it officially, but then by then, you will have already understood. Tab tak aap samajh chuke honge, right? But so we'll just quickly look at it. So how does it happen? It's very simple. Okay, so I hope you know these people. Je, tu, il, elle, on. Then we have few more people. Nous, vous, il, and elle. You know all of them, right? Je matlab I, tu matlab you, Hindi ka tu ya tum. If you know Hindi. Il matlab he, elle matlab she, on matlab we. It also means one. One. In which sense, Deepika? Not one as a number. One means. Is that visible?
As a whole.
Yeah, as the one. One should get early. One should get up early in the morning. One should not tell lies. That way, one, right? Anyone. That is one, right? So we use on. And nu means we. Vu means you. हिंदी में इसको आप बोलेंगे और अंत में दे. Masculine and they feminine. ये सभी लोग हैं हमारे फ्रेंच में, राइट वैभव? Je, tu, il, elle, on, nous, vous, il, elle. You don't have anyone apart from that, Deepika. सब आ चुके हैं. मैं भी आ गया, तुम भी आ गए, वह बॉय भी आ गया, वह गर्ल भी आ गई, हम भी आ गए, वापस से हम आ गए, आप सब आ गए, आप भी आ गए अकेले, वे सब बॉयज एंड गर्ल्स भी आ गए, और वे सब गर्ल्स भी आ गई, और प्योरली बॉयज का ग्रुप होगा, that too Adi comes in this one, ill. So you know everyone is included, right? We have not left anyone in the group, right? Deepika, Sava? Oui? Okay. Now, this verb over here is aller, which means to go. Which means to go. It means to go, jana, right? So we will look at its conjugation. So how does it change? It becomes je vais, tu vas, il va, elle va, on va, nous allons, vous allez, ils vont, elles vont. So it becomes je vais. Je vais. If you know to read Hindi, it is this way. Je vais, tu vas, tu vas, tu vas, il va, il va, il va, elle va, elle, ah là là, elle va. Then on va. On va. Then nous and allons gets connected and it becomes verb nous allons. Nous allons. So the sound will be Deepika, nous allons. Nous allons with the bindi. Nous allons. Right? Nous allons. And the next one will be vous allez. Vous allez. And in the end, ils vont, elles vont. Ils vont, elles vont. So I'll explain you now. You have, I'll send you the document, but it's good that you're writing. It's very important that you people write as much as possible. But if certain things are not very clear, I'm taking time, you can leave them. I'll send you the PDF of the same. So don't worry. Okay. So je vais means I am going. I am going or I go. Right, Vaibhav? Not only does it mean I am going, it also means I go. मैं जा रहा हूँ, मैं जाता हूँ, मैं जा रही हूँ, मैं जाती हूँ. Both of them will be said by the same manner, Deepika, je vais. Je vais, ठीक है? मैं जाता हूँ, मैं जाती हूँ, मैं जा रहा हूँ, मैं जा रही हूँ. Male, female, present continuous or simple present is the same thing in French. So your two tenses in English, Adi, they go in one form, which is this one, right? Okay, normally. Okay, but the tense that we are looking at is the futur proche. The futur proche. So that is what we are going to look at. So what we do is that we do the conjugation of the verb that's called aller. This is the verb aller. Aller, which means to go. Jana, right? To go. So, je vais, tu vas, il va, elle va, on va, nous allons, vous allez, ils vont, elles vont. So, what happens is that after having conjugated this portion, you add any verb. Any verb. Do you know any verb? What is the verb to speak? Any guesses? Those who could watch the video or were there in the class. To speak?
Parler.
Parler. Remember that, Deepika? Weber? Parler. And the spelling of parler is P-A-R-L-E-R. The original verb. The main verb. You remember? The main verb. Now what happens is that, Weber, once you have conjugated aller over here, you do not conjugate the next verb. You put it in the original form. Right? That is the process that you will have to follow when you're talking about near future tense. Near future tense. Near future says that always and always conjugate the aller verb, Deepika, and leave the another verb in the original form. That's what near future tense says. So, je vais parler. What does that mean? Any guesses? Je vais parler.
I am going to speak.
I will go speak.
I'm going to speak. That's okay, Vaibhav. You understand that? I am going to speak. मैं बोलने वाला हूँ. मैं बोलने वाली हूँ. जिसको हिंदी में कई बार ये भी बोलते हैं, if you understand हिंदी में, अब मैं बोलने जा रहा हूँ, which means I'm about to speak, right? So you understand the sense. So that will be je vais parler. Tu vas, and whatever verb. I'll give you a list of verbs that we will see in this session itself. To sing is chanter. To watch is regarder. To dance is danser. To eat is manger. To visit is visiter. And to change is changer. So these are all ER ending verbs, Deepika, the simple form, because in French we have three kinds of verbs. Where you remember ER ending, IR ending, and RE ending, right? For the moment, in the initial part of our A1 classes, we will look largely on the ER ending verbs. So, parler, chanter, regarder, danser, manger, visiter, and changer. So I'll request Vaibhav to help us with the pronunciation of the white words once. All the white words that you see on the screen, Vaibhav.
Parler.
Yeah.
Chanter. Regarder. Danser. Manger. Visiter. Changer.
Bravo. And any guess for the meaning? Vaibhav, could you try? What does parler stand for?
Speak.
To speak. Perfect. To speak.
To speak.
chanter,
To sing.
to sing.
To see.
Mhm. To
To
see,
dance.
yeah. So regarder can mean to see, but largely it is to watch. To watch, right?
Ah,
To
okay.
watch.
Okay.
Okay. What about danser?
To dance.
To dance, manger,
To eat.
to eat, visiter,
To visit.
to visit, और अंत में changer,
Change.
to change, right? Is that clear,
To
Adi?
change. Yeah.
Sava, Deepika, Sava, right? So these are the original verbs. Why did I put original verb, Adi? Because I have already conjugated my ale verb over here. So once I have conjugated my ale verb over here, I would not disturb my main verb. Is that okay? So it's very important that you don't disturb your main verb because you've already conjugated the ale verb. And if someone were to say, I am going to speak, how does this person say, Adi? I'm going to speak?
Je vais parler.
Je vais parler. I am going to speak. मैं बोलने वाला हूँ, मैं बोलने जा रहा हूँ, मैं बोलने वाली हूँ, मैं बोलने जा रही हूँ. That's what the sense is, right? The way I said, we are going to continue. Nous, I said, on va continuer. That's what I said. I said on, I picked a va, and then I put a complete verb that you must have seen over here. That was on va continuer. That's what I used. Continuer, the whole verb, right? So that's how you would do the near future tense. Deepika, what if you were to say, you are going to sing? Tum gaane wale ho. How do you say that in French, Deepika?
Tu vas chanter.
Very good. Tu vas chanter. आप उसको बता रहे हो. Tu vas chanter. You're going to sing. What if you were to ask a question, Deepika? You are going to sing. Take the tone. You are going to sing.
Tu vas chanter.
Bravo. Tu vas chanter. Tu vas chanter. वही चीज tone के साथ पूछेंगे तो question बन जाएगा. Tu vas chanter. What does that become? You are going to sing. You are going to sing. And what if you had to respond, Vaibhav, to this question? Yes, I am going to sing. हाँ मैं गाने वाला हूँ. How do you say that, Vaibhav?
Oui, je vais chanter.
Absolument, absolutely, exactement. Oui, je vais chanter. Yes, I'm going to sing, right? So in the similar manner, how do you do? Je vais, tu vas, il va, elle va, on va, nous allons, vous allez, ils vont, elles vont. ये आपको maintain करना है sound. इस recording को फिर से सुनिएगा और practice कीजिएगा so that it is memorized well. You don't have to struggle while speaking it out. And the verb goes in the original form, right? Parler, chanter, regarder, danser, manger, visiter, and changer. These are some of the verbs that we have seen at ER ending form. Ça va? C'est clair?
Oui.
Okay?
Oui.
Oui.
Très bien. So when I say this sentence, on va continuer. On va continuer. What does that mean, Vaibhav?
We are going to continue.
Absolutely. Believe me, if you really want to speak French rapidly and very soon, catch hold of this tense, near future. It's a wonderful tense because it helps you to speak quickly. And it is a great way to avoid a lot of conjugations. I'll tell you why. Because you would not conjugate the white wala verbs, you would just conjugate the ale verb and the life is easy. Otherwise, what happens, Deepika? In present tense, you'll have to conjugate them. And at times, the endings are different and it's changed, so you are struggling. But of course, we have to do that too. But this is an easier way to sort of say what I'm going to do rather than I'm doing. I'll tell you how to go about it. C'est clair? C'est clair, Adi, Vaibhav, ça va, Deepika, c'est clair? Oui?
Oui, c'est
Très
clair.
bien. Okay, so let's move ahead now. All right, so moving ahead, I think we had seen the other day the basic conjugations, I'm sorry, the basic salutations that you know. We also saw all the ways to excuse ourselves, so I would just skip that part. We did look at the kind of questions that we can make. So let me just ask you if you remember them. So, Adi, how do you ask someone's name?
Formal or informal?
Both. Both.
Comment tu t'appelles? Comment vous vous appelez?
Okay, comment tu t'appelles? Comment tu t'appelles? And comment vous vous appelez? Perfect. What if I were to ask you, Adi, give me all the 3 informal ways to ask name? How would you say? All the 3 informal ways. Do you remember the 3 informal ways? Yeah. Bataiye.
Comment tu t'appelles?
Comment tu t'appelles?
Tu t'appelles comment?
Tu t'appelles comment?
Euh,
Comment t'appelles-tu? Comment t'appelles-tu? Right? So catch hold of this video. So the three ways, Deepika. Comment tu t'appelles? Comment t'appelles-tu? Tu t'appelles comment? Got it? This is the way you would ask someone's name. I'll quickly write it down for you so that you don't forget them. So one is, oh la la. Okay, I'll have to take the black one. Yeah. So, comment tu t'appelles? A-P-P-E-L-L-E-S. I hope it's visible to you and it's not. I'll shift it a little bit. I think that's better. Comment tu t'appelles? And then what we do? This one. What do you do? Tu t'appelles comment? Right, Vaibhav? And the third one is that's a hyphen. Comment t'appelles-tu? Tumhara naam kya hai? Comment t'appelles-tu? Right? So these are the three ways in which you ask someone's name. You might wish to pick just one among the three, but the other person might say anything. So you should be ready to answer these kind of questions. Okay. And Vaibhav, what about the formal way? What about the form? Yeah, Vaibhav, you want to say something?
सर ये हाइफन का क्या लॉजिक है लास्ट में?
So hyphen का logic ये है, whenever you do the inversion, you have to put the hyphen. It's for the inversion, right?
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Comment t'appelles-tu? All right. So this was in the informal way, Deepika. If you were to ask someone's name, a friend of yours or an informal person, friend is already known. So someone with whom you think you can establish an informal connect, and you ask this person, "Tumhara naam kya hai?" So this is how you would say. What about the formal one, Vaibhav? If you could help us quickly.
Comment allez-vous?
कमो तालेबू तो हालचाल के लिए होता है, नाम के लिए नहीं होता.
हाँ सॉरी
So
comment vous appelez-vous?
comment vous appelez-vous? Comment vous appelez-vous? Okay.
Yes.
All right. What else? Any more? What else? Anyone? You want to try Deepika perhaps, or who? Anyone? बताइए, comment vous vous appelez? याद है आपको? Comment vous vous appelez? और अंत में right? Ça va? C'est clair? So these are the three ways, Deepika. Comment vous appelez-vous? Comment vous vous appelez? Vous vous appelez comment? So you'll have to memorize these three questions at the initial part, but then later on you'll be okay with them. Okay. So if someone were to ask you this question, Deepika, comment vous vous appelez? What answer do we expect from you? Comment vous vous appelez?
Deepika.
Voilà, je m'appelle Deepika. Je m'appelle Deepika. Je m'appelle Adi. Je m'appelle Vaibhav. Right? So this way you can always give your name. So you would say je m'appelle. Right? And then my name is Jay. And I would say et toi. So if that's VOUS, if I were interested, Deepika, in knowing the other person's name as well, I would say et toi. What does that mean? Et toi? Anyone? Et toi?
So, you.
And you.
And you.
And
And
you.
you.
And you in an informal way, right, Vaibhav? And if I were to say or aap, so I would say Adi et vous, and you, right? So that's how you would ask someone else's name. You don't have to repeat the whole question. You simply say et toi, et vous, or tum, or aap, which means मुझे वही answer दीजिए. The same question is for you. Okay. Okay, we'll carry on. We have seen the other questions. I'll just run through once with them so that you understand their pronunciation and their sense. So when we were to ask someone's age, we said, quel âge as-tu? Quel âge avez-vous? Tu as quel âge? Vous avez quel âge? So memorize these questions slowly and steadily, and I'm sure you'll be understanding them, how to use them. What is your profession? Quelle est ta profession? Quelle est votre profession? Tu fais quoi dans la vie? And last one, vous faites quoi dans la vie? Yeah, Vaibhav, you want to say something?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
जैसे कि किल आज क्यू है एंड किल एक का प्रोफेशन.
Yeah.
So तू का जो हो गया वो it is because it what is your profession? Your है तो क्या है?
हाँ,
You है तो you.
एब्सोल्युटली। ये था कि तुम्हारी उम्र क्या है, तुम्हारी उम्र क्या है, राइट? ओके, I'll get you in the Hindi translation. तुम कितने साल के हो? It's actually तुम कितने साल के हो, राइट? यहाँ पे हम तू या तुम करके इट इज लाइक अ सब्जेक्ट प्रोनाउन। आपको याद है सब्जेक्ट प्रोनाउन? मैं आपको दिखाता हूँ वापस से। हम सब्जेक्ट प्रोनाउन की बात कर रहे हैं, विच वी सॉ ओवर हियर। दिस इज द सब्जेक्ट प्रोनाउन, दिस वन। सो ओवर हियर व्हेन यू से ट्यू, तो हम सब्जेक्ट प्रोनाउन की बात कर रहे हैं। वेयर एज तुम्हारा व्यवसाय क्या है? सो इन दैट केस वी टॉक अबाउट व्यवसाय, योर प्रोफेशन, which is your profession, and it's not you. We are not talking about you, we are talking about your profession. So इसलिए हम उस words को change करते हैं. So what you say is correct. I'll just quickly go back to that page to show you that when you talk about this one, when you say tu, तो tu अकेलाश, tu के बाद हमेशा whenever you have tu, you always have a verb after it, tu कैलाश, right? लेकिन तुम्हारा के बाद या तुम्हारी के बाद हमेशा हम एक नाउन रखते हैं हिंदी में, इंग्लिश में। तुम्हारी गाड़ी कौन सी है, तुम्हारा घर कौन सा है? You understand that, Deepika? Adi, you understand? So whenever you have the possession, we'll see it later on, Vaibhav, it is called adjective possessive. मेरा, मेरी, मेरे, तुम्हारा, तुम्हारी, तुम्हारी, we'll see it. Mon, ma, me, ton, ta, te, son, sa, se, notre, notre, no, votre, votre, vo, leur, leur, leur. I'll teach you that thing, don't worry, right? But that's a good question, that why do we put ta over here whereas we put tu over here? So tu because it is tum or tu, and तुम कितने साल के हो, but here तुम्हारा प्रोफेशन क्या है? So तुम्हारे के बाद प्रोफेशन आएगा।
Adjective possessive.
हाँ, adjective possessive, absolutely. Les adjectifs possessives, they show your possession, right? We'll see it later on, don't worry. Right, and the same question,
Okay.
yeah, sorry, Vaibhav?
No, thank you, sir. Thank you
So clear?
for
Okay.
clarification.
Très bien. Alors, the same question can be said in a different way. Deepika, you can say, tu fais quoi dans la vie? You do what in your life? But you don't say in English this way. You do what in your life? What do you do in your life? That's what you would say in English. So, अपने English को correct रखिएगा, French को correct रखिएगा. There are certain moments wherein they would not go hand in hand, right, Adi? You will have to keep them separate and you'll have to keep them correct as well. So, you do what in your life? Tu fais quoi dans la vie? और यही चीज अगर हम respect के साथ कहेंगे, वैभव, तो हम कहेंगे, vous faites quoi dans la vie? Vous faites quoi dans la vie? Is that okay? So I'll just quickly like to listen this one and this one from Deepika. The question, repeat it for me, Deepika. Tu fais quoi dans la vie?
Fais dans la vie.
Once again, tu fais quoi dans la vie?
Tu fais quoi dans la vie?
Bravo. And do it for the formal one, Deepika. Vous faites quoi dans la vie?
Vous faites quoi dans la vie?
Perfect, which means you do what in your life, as in what you do in your life. Right. Over to you, Vaibhav. Could you do both the questions quickly once for us?
Tu fais quoi dans la vie?
Right.
Vous faites quoi dans la vie?
Très bien. Just one little suggestion. Could you redo this word for us, Vaibhav?
Tu.
That's better. So you'll have to be very cautious. You have to say tu and not tu. ये हिंदी का तू जैसा है उसी सेंस में, but इसका sound it's not the same. It is tu, tu. You have to round your lips and you have to say tu, tu, right? And why is it important, Deepika, Adi, Vaibhav? So that we start in a way that we understand that the pronunciations are different at certain points, and we have to ensure that we do it correctly. If not at this point we do it correctly, not a problem. But slowly and gradually we'll have to correct ourselves, and we should know, okay, ये गलती है जो मुझे सुधारनी है, and I have to work on it, right? And believe me, when you speak fluent French, it should be, the pronunciation should be perfect. That's how you will be appreciated, one, and people will say, tu n'as pas d'accent. When you speak, you don't have any accent, which means you speak like a native. And when we say you have got an accent, which means your mother tongue or your native language interferes in your French. You got it? So when someone says, Adi, bravo, tu n'as pas d'accent, which means he's appreciating you don't have any accent, which means you speak like a native. But I don't know how do we see in Indian context, we think, oh, I've got an accent, I speak wonderfully well. So we see it the other way around. So French में अगर कोई दीपिका आपको कहता है, bravo, tu n'as pas d'accent, which means you don't have any foreign interference when you speak French. That means you speak fluently. Got it? So tu n'as pas d'accent. So it's important that we avoid these kind of differences of pronunciation, especially when we are into French. We have to say you, ou, all these I'll teach you, don't worry. So this is tu. Ça va? Vaibhav, Deepika, Adi, ça va?
Wow.
C'est clair? Ok, très bien. On va continuer. On va continuer. This is something that I will repeat over and over again. So, on va continuer. We're going to continue. Then we did see certain things like où habites-tu? तुम कहाँ रहते हो? Où habitez-vous? आप कहाँ रहते हैं? Tu habites où? तुम कहाँ रहते हो? Again, vous habitez où? Where do you live? आप कहाँ रहते हैं? And the answer is always j'habite à. And after à, you have to put the city. After à, after à, you have to put the city. So when you put the city, you use this preposition à. You have to open your mouth wide and you have to say à. J'habite à. J'habite à. And after à, Deepika, you put the city. Whatever the city is, not the state, not the country. Country and state, I'll teach you later on. For the moment, it's just the city. So, my question to you, Vaibhav. Vaibhav, tu habites où?
J'habite à Toulouse.
J'habite à Toulouse. Très bien. J'habite à Toulouse. So, he's connecting from Toulouse. Toulouse. That's a French city and that's called the Pink City of France. Right? Isn't it? C'est ça? Oui? Okay. C'est la ville rose. Just la ville rose. So la means the, ville means city, V-I-L-L-E, ville means city, and rose means pink. Right? Rose is, it's a rose as well, the flower rose, but here it is the color pink. So the pink city in France is Toulouse, which is called La Ville Rose, just like we have the Indian pink city. Which is the Indian pink city, Adi?
Jaipur.
Voila. So, tu habites où? Adi, tu habites où?
J'habite à Jaipur.
J'habite à Jaipur. And you can always talk about it by saying La Ville Rose. What a coincidence. We have two people from two pink cities. So that's interesting. Okay, et toi, Deepika, tu habites où?
J'habite à Delhi.
Voilà, j'habite à Delhi. Très bien. J'habite à and then Delhi. So Delhi. La capitale. You can always stress la capitale indienne. If you want to, someone wants to be, you know, why are these additional information important? Because they have a retained value. You know, okay, I met Adia. He was from which place? Oh, the pink city. Which one? Okay, Jaipur. So, you know, you have a recall value. Whenever you're introducing yourself, add on these kind of information, which will help people to retain what you have said, and they would be able to recall it as well. So, you could always say, Deepika, j'habite à Delhi, la capitale, I-N-D-I-E-N-N-E. La capitale indienne means the Indian capital. La capitale indienne. La capitale indienne, right? So don't go much into it. So the Indian capital. Nationalities are always put at the end. That we'll see later on. You might wonder, but sir, Indian capital ko la indienne capitale kyun nahi kaha? Because nationalities in French adi are always put at the end. So la capitale indienne. Similarly, you must have observed one thing, Vaibhav, that colors are also put afterwards. Pink city becomes the city pink. So the colors, nationalities are always put after the nouns. ये आपको धीरे-धीरे समझना है. Ça va? C'est bon? Okay. Oui.
सर वैसे अगर फील है तो फील बोलते हैं, राइट? IILLE को या बोलते हैं.
Yeah, that's correct. So the question that Vaibhav is raising is that normally ILL का sound होता है ear. Right? Ear. So हम जब girl हम लिखते हैं ना girl, so we call fear. Fear. अगर आप हिंदी से पढ़ पाते हैं तो fear. Fear. Right? Fear तक जाते हैं. या फिर एक और वर्ड ले लेते हैं हम le soleil brille. The sun is shining. Brille. Ear. So Vaibhav's question is, Deepika and Adi, that why did not we say la wheel? Why did we say wheel? Wheel like a wheel, like a paya in English is wheel. W-H-E-L. So the same sound, wheel. That's an exception, Vaibhav. There's no answer. It's an exception. So that's wheel.
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah. So you'll have to understand it that you never call it wheel. It is always called Adi wheel. Wheel, right? Just imagine that in cities there are a lot of cars and cars have got the wheels. So a city is called in French wheel. That makes sense? That's true, because you know that's correct what you just said, Weber. People might get confused after having learned कि ILL को तो E पढ़ते हैं, तो ये ला V क्यों नहीं है, wheel क्यों है, तो exception है. Correct, Deepika? So we'll come on to our pronunciation part as well today. I'll quickly help you with some kind of combinations and how to pronounce them as in French. Okay. Let's carry on quickly. If you see, we have certain questions like quelle est ton adresse email? Quelle est votre adresse email? Ton adresse email c'est quoi? C'est quoi के साथ भी हम सवाल पूछते हैं. Your email ID, what is it? C'est quoi? C'est quoi, right? C'est quoi means what is it? You can even show something, Adi, and ask c'est quoi? What does that mean? C'est quoi? Adi?
Then
What's this?
Stilo.
Yeah, that's a stilo, but the question means what's this, right? So what's this को हम क्या बोलेंगे, Deepika? C'est quoi? C'est quoi, right? C'est quoi? But in that case, Deepika, you should have that thing in hand or in your vicinity. Then only you can say c'est quoi, c'est quoi, c'est quoi. ऐसा नहीं हो सकता कि कोई चीज कोई दूर ही है और आप कह रहे हो c'est quoi. That will not make sense. That thing, you understand it well. That thing has to be in your entourage, in your surroundings. Then only you'd be able to say c'est quoi. Okay, and yeah, of course, they gave the right answer. It's a pen. So what is a pen? Yeah, Adi, what did you say? Vaibhav, say.
Stilo.
Perfect. So the whole answer is going to be c'est un stylo. C'est un मतलब एक, one, right? Masculine के लिए. आगे हम सीखेंगे इसको, don't worry. This is a pen. C'est un stylo और क्या होगा? T और U जुड़ जाएंगे. French के अंदर that's called typical liaison. Liaison means lot of consonants and vowels, they go hand in hand, back to back with a mixed sound. That is troublesome at the beginning, but slowly and gradually you'll have to memorize it because that's how you have to speak. If you don't speak, others will speak and that will confuse you. Sir, ये सेतन में तन कहाँ से आ गया? Because सेतन, T और U जुड़ गया, so सेतन बन गया. Otherwise, you could have simply said, Vaibhav, c'est un stylo, but that's not how you would say. You would say c'est un stylo. Got that, Deepika? C'est un stylo. So what does that mean? C'est un stylo? This is a pen. It is a pen. So ये liaison जो चीज है मैं बार बार आपको specify करूंगा. I will remind you. We will recall it and we'll practice it so that we don't end up not saying it. We have to end up saying it. All right. So then next is, what is your mobile phone number? Quel est ton numéro de téléphone? Quel est votre numéro de téléphone? और ton numéro de téléphone c'est quoi? तुम्हारा mobile number क्या है वो? C'est quoi? Votre numéro de téléphone, आपका mobile number c'est quoi? What is it? D'accord? Ça va? C'est clair? Adi? Oui? D'accord, on va continuer. Now, so we have seen être and avoir. Did you get time, Deepika, to read to be and to have? Are you okay with that? To be and to have? Oui? Très bien. Vaibhav, Adi, ça va? Être et avoir? Très bien. So we'll just quickly move ahead. So, we saw the other day to be and to have. So the numbers are still to be done. What I'll do is that I'll do numbers till 20 once for you and then we'll carry on. Rest we can do as and when they will be requiring them. So numbers, they go like this. Just listen to me, then I'll ask each one of you to read from 0 till 20 at least. Okay. So 0 को बोलते हैं हम zero. 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 Right? You can just repeat it in your mind or since you are on mute, so you can repeat it for yourself. Zero. When I'll ask you, then you unmute yourself and then you do the whole counting for me from 0 till 20. Number 1 is called You want to write it down? Write it down. I don't know. It should be like this. Or ek bindi. Then 2 is called D. You round your lips and you say D. Trois. You remember? हमने सीखा था OI का साउंड होता है आदि उआ. So TROIS is trois, right, Deepika? Trois. You don't read the S in the end and it becomes trois. And trois means number 3. Then number 4 is quatre. Quatre. There are certain people who say quatre. That is also acceptable. There are certain people who say quatre. Quatre and quatre both are okay. You can use one between the two. 5 को हम बोलते हैं cinq. 6 को बोलते हैं six. 7 को हम बोलते हैं, we don't pronounce the P, so we end up saying it set, set, set. Number 8 को बोलते हैं wheat, wheat. H को पढ़ते नहीं हम, we never read H in French, but we write it as well. So wheat, wheat, wheat is what you say. Neuf, neuf, neuf. Wherever you have EU, you have to round your lips and you have to say neuf, neuf. It might be too much at the beginning, but slowly and gradually you will be okay with it. Neuf, right? It is not nuff. It is not Hindi wala nuff. Ideally, it's not, but आप बोल सकते हो. That's not a problem. Deepika, Vaibhav, Adi, nuff. But if you were to do in the right French style, you would say nuff. You would round your lips. You would say nuff, nuff. Right? That's so. Whenever you watch any French video that I'll be pushing around for you, you will see that how French people speak. How do they form their mouth and lips? That's very important, so that we get the right sound out. You might say, but sir, मुझे तो नफ ही सुनाई दे रहा है. तो ये नफ नहीं है क्या? नफ है, but it is indeed नफ, नफ, न, नफ, नफ. So थोड़ा थोड़ा इस पे काम करना है हमारे को. Okay, and then number 10 is called these, these, the and so these. Number 11 is owns, owns. Number 12 is those, do and z, those. Number 13 is treize, treize, or softly I can say treize, treize, or treize, treize, as treize. Next, I've got, we'll go till 20, so don't worry. Number 14 will be quatorze, 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 quatorze. Number 15 is cans, cans. Number 16 is says, says, says. Number 17, number 18, number 19 have got 10, 10, 10 in them. So it is the set. It is no more these because it is followed by something. So it is verb the set. But here it becomes these with because there's a liaison. These with, and this is these naf. Right? These set. These set, there are people who say these set, you can also say these set. Okay, I'll just change it for you so that it's easier for you. These set, so you can say this sir, that's not a problem. These set, these with, and these naf. So we'll keep the sir sound intact because there are two ways to say it. These set and these set. So you follow the one that is common for all the three. So it is these set, these with, these naf, and the last one 20 is called vin. Vin. Right? Vin. All right. I'll quickly run through with all the numbers from 0 to 20 for you once, and then you'll have to unmute one by one and you have to get me the numbers. So it goes like this: 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 or 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 and 20. Ça va? Okay, so let's listen from Vaibhav.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 16, 17, 18, 19, 1.
Très bien. Just one number had a little error, but largely it was good. Number 2, how do you say number 2?
12.
That is 12.
No, sorry, do.
Yeah.
Sorry, do.
So you would not say Vaibhav do, but de. De.
Do.
Yeah, perfect. De.
Do.
Absolutely. It's not do, it is de. Correct.
Do.
And how do you say 0? How do you say 0, Vaibhav?
0.
Voilà, 0. 0. 0.
Oh.
Très bien. Okay. Adi, over to you.
0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, Bank.
Très bien. Parfait. Could you redo the number 2? Because the sound was good, but the formation was not exactly the way I said. But
The.
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 Yeah. So you have to ensure that the sound has to come when you have to round your lips, right? That is, I mean, if you really want to perfect your pronunciation, do it the way French people do. That's the only, way. Otherwise, what we do in our native language, when speak any foreign language, we try to see where it is falling in our native language and we pick that sound up. So everyone would say very simply the. So it's not number 2 is not the, it is the. इस पे काम करना है धीरे धीरे. Could you try once, Adi? The. Perfect, right. Okay, over to you, Deepika. The. Très bien.
0,
Yeah.
1, 2,
The.
3,
Could you do that? Number 2. The.
2,
Perfect. The.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
Très bien. Parfait. That's correct. Absolutely. Okay, let's quickly move ahead. We'll skip the remaining numbers for the moment. Whenever we meet them, we'll try to do them. But you can always run through them in this PDF so that you understand them. Now, we also have got ordinal numbers, which mean first and second and third and fourth and fifth. So I'll get you just the initial first 10 so that you understand. So 0 stays 0. But number 1 becomes first. So it becomes premier, première. Only number 1 can be said 2 ways, for masculine and for feminine. So you don't have to repeat, you just have to listen to what I'm saying, and then you can watch this video again. So number 1, when it is said as first, it is said in French as premier, première. That's the only difference that we have for number 1. Rest, all the numbers are same. Whether it is an object which is masculine or a feminine object, it is same. Deuxième, the, and what do we add is em. So basically what are we doing? We are adding em. Em is what we add, and then we get the sound, right? So deuxième, troisième, quatrième, cinquième, sixième, यहाँ पे u भी लगा है, ध्यान रखना है, septième, huitième, neuvième, f becomes b, neuvième, dixième, onzième, douzième, treizième, quatorzième, quinzième, seizième, 17e, 18e, 19e और अंत में 20e. What is 20e? Anyone? 20e? 20e. 20th, right? It's my 20th birthday. If someone were to say, it's my 20th birthday, say mon 20e anniversaire. Right? Say mon 20e anniversaire. It's my 20th birthday. So that way, you would not say it's my 20th birthday. That will not make sense. 20th. So you will have to use these. So the remaining we won't do right now. You just catch hold of it through this PDF. But as and when we require, we'll do them. Okay. Now comes the sound. Okay. Let's see. How to read French words. That's true that you have to break them in syllables and you have to do the right pronunciation. So how do we do that? Anywhere wherever you see on, इसको हम पढ़ेंगे on. Repeat, everyone, unmute and say on. On. Got it? It is not on. It is not Deepika on. It is on. On is what you have to hold. So okay. So how do you write? How do you read Deepika? B-O-N.
Bon.
Once again, say bon. Bon.
Bon.
Ah, that's better. Bon. Bon पे रुकना है आपको, right?
Bon.
और वापस बोलिए bon.
Bon.
आपको ये नहीं बोलना दीपिका bon. आपको बोलना है bon.
Bon.
Perfect. Adi, bon.
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 Yeah, it is nasal.
Bon.
Yeah, that's good. It is nasal. ये नाक वाला sound है bon. ये bo नहीं है और ना ही ये bon है. ये है bon. Weber, bon.
Bon.
Once again, bon.
Bon.
That's correct. Where do we use these kind of combinations? So if you have to say hello, how do you say that? Hello or good morning? What do you say? Bonjour. Bon. याद है दीपिका? इसको पढ़ते हैं bonjour. Bon. ना कि
Bonjour.
very good. ना कि bonjour और ना ही bonjour. Bonjour, right? So आपको जहां पे भी B-O-N आए तो आप बता सकते हैं आदि M-O-N, T-O-N and S-O-N को कैसे पढ़ेंगे आदि? Absolutely. B-O-N bon है तो mon, ton, son. Got it? उसी साउंड को मेंटेन करना है. चलिए आगे बढ़ते हैं. If you see the sound which is A-N, A-M, E-N and E-M. अगर A-N आता है शब्द में दीपिका, A-M आता है, E-N आता है या आदि E-M आता है तो the sound is on. I don't know how to write on. On. I don't know. On. Catch hold of the sound, right? What I'm writing in Hindi might not be the right phonetic translation. It is on. It is not on, Deepika, it is on. Can you do that sound for me, Deepika? On.
En.
Very good.
Enfant.
Enfant. You said this word?
Enfant.
Bravo. En and fond. Perfect. Enfant. So enfant means a child. तो इसको हमने क्या पढ़ा? On and fond. दोनों में आपको दिखा वैभव आदि एवरीवन that en और an दोनों on थे तो on का साउंड हमने मेंटेन किया. Enfant. Correct. What about the next word, Vaibhav? How do you read the next one?
Chambre.
Perfect. Chambre, ombre, chambre, chambre. Perfect. Which means a bedroom. Bedroom को हम chambre बोलते हैं. That's a bedroom, specific. Okay. What about this word, Adi? L-E-N-T?
No.
वापस बोलिए.
No.
Yeah, that's correct. Long. 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 You don't read the T, right? Long. जो slow है उसको हम बोलते हैं long. Long. और अंग्रेजी lent से कोई लेना देना, it is long. So now have your French brain active. It is long. What about this word? Any guesses? If you don't pronounce the P letter, Deepika, अगर हम P को नहीं पढ़ेंगे और S को नहीं पढ़ेंगे तो T-E-M-P-S को क्या पढ़ेंगे? Once again?
Tom.
Yeah. Deepika?
Tom.
Yeah.
Ton.
Ton. Yeah, Vaibhav, could you repeat?
Tom.
Ton. P नहीं पढ़ना, S नहीं पढ़ना. Ton. Ton. Right?
Tom.
Ton. 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 और इसका मतलब होता है time and weather. मौसम के लिए भी हम ton यूज करते हैं और समय के लिए भी ton यूज करते हैं. ओके. आगे बढ़ते हैं. जब कभी भी आपको in दिखेगा तो इसको पढ़ना है पूरा मुंह खोल के राइट. और नहीं, इन नहीं और कुछ और नहीं बट रिपीट कीजिए एक बार वैभव. या या आदि या right, it's a little tricky. Yeah, maybe when I teach this people tell me, sir, is it not the sound when we don't know something? You're like you know, so if you don't know something, if you can relate to that sound. So anyway, in is and same ain aim. हाँ, इन तीनों का साउंड होता है ठीक है. साउंड होता है. अब देखते हैं वैभव bin को पढ़िए. या once again vin. Very good. vin का मतलब होता है वाइन. जो वाइन है, फ्रांस इज नोन फॉर इट्स वाइन. सो vin, ये विंड नहीं है, vin है. ओके. व्हाट अबाउट दिस वन आदि? main. परफेक्ट. मां. हाथ को बोलते हैं मां. अभी अंग्रेजी का मेन नहीं है. इट्स नॉट मेन, राइट? नो मोर इंग्लिश. मां इज योर हैंड. एंड व्हाट अबाउट faim, दीपिका? वेरी गुड. फा. इसमें m को नहीं पढ़ना. फा मतलब होता है भूख, हंगर, राइट? इफ समवन इज हंग्री, उसका एक्सप्रेशन होता है मुझे भूख लग रही है, जे फा. रिपीट कीजिए एक एक अनम्यूट करके. दीपिका बोलिए जे फा. या वैभव? जे फा. आदि? जे फा. मुझे भूख लग रही है. आई एम हंग्री, राइट? और इसका क्वेश्चन हो सकता है तुम्हें भूख लगी है, ट्यू आ फा. तो वो व्यक्ति बोलेगा वी जे फा. और अगर उसे भूख नहीं लगी तो Je n'ai pas faim faim. So if you were to ask to a friend of yours, तुम्हें भूख लग रही है? Tu as faim. Tu as faim. तो व्यक्ति क्या जवाब देगा? Oui, j'ai faim. Oui, j'ai faim. या फिर वो कहेगा आदि non, je n'ai pas faim. Non, je n'ai pas faim. Let me ask you this question. Vaibhav, tu as faim?
No, je n'ai pas faim.
Voilà, je n'ai pas faim. Et toi, Adi, tu as faim?
Oui, j'ai faim.
Oui, j'ai faim. I can see the time. Okay, you haven't had your lunch, that means. Okay, et toi, Deepika, tu as faim?
Oui, j'ai faim.
Oh la la, we still have the class half an hour, so you don't expect me to leave you early. We'll still carry on, right? Me neither. I haven't had my my lunch, so we'll hold for half an hour more, and then we'll have our lunch. Okay, so this is faim, faim, and one more word I can dash in here, F-I-N. Anyone who can get me the sound of this word? F-I-N. Fa, fa, same sound, right? IN को तो ऐ पढ़ते हैं ना आदि fa. Fa का मतलब है end, the end, समाप्त, खत्म, fa, right? So c'est la fin. It's the end. It's the end. तो end होता है उसको बोलते हैं la fin. Movies जब खत्म होती है देखा ना the end. तो फ्रेंच की मूवीज में आई एम श्योर वैभव आपने देखा होगा la fin, la fin. Right? La fin. L-A la space F-I-N. La मतलब the या the, since it is end that starts with a vowel. So the end. La fin. Right? अगर क्लास खत्म होगी तो मैं कहूँगा we say la fin. Say la fin. This is the end. Right? Okay. अब ये शब्द ऑलरेडी वैभव ने पढ़ दिया था यहाँ पे. तो बड़ी इंटरेस्टिंग बात हमें पता चली कि CH का साउंड क्या होता है वैभव? CH is exactly sure. यानी हम इसको च कभी नहीं पढ़ेंगे दीपिका. फ्रेंच लैंग्वेज में च, च, चाचा, चाची, चाहिए, ये बोल ही नहीं सकते. We don't say the ch, the ch. They have never said it. So if you were to tell them, please make this sound ch, they'll struggle to make that sound. And what do they do? अगर उनको बोलना ही पड़ेगा तो वो क्या करते हैं? TCH कर देते हैं. TCH. तो च, च वो निकाल पाते हैं. अगर आपको टी लगाना पड़ता है उनको बताने के लिए कि ये श नहीं है, च का साउंड है. बट यू डोंट हैव टू डू दिस वे. इट्स जस्ट टू लेट यू नो इफ यू वर टू टेल अ फ्रेंच पर्सन कि च साउंड है, श नहीं है, तो आप उसको टी लगा के बताएंगे. व्हाई? बिकॉज हम इंग्लिश में तो चाचा लिखेंगे तो ये लिखेंगे ना चाचा. बट फ्रेंच पर्सन कैसे पढ़ेगा आदि? शाशा. उसको शाशा लगेगा. तो उसको आपको चाचा बनाने के लिए TCH करना पड़ेगा. राइट? दैट्स जस्ट टू फ्रेंच पर्सन को हेल्प करने के लिए. बाकी ये हमारे काम का नहीं है. हमारे लिए काम का है CH. और वैभव ने सही पढ़ा था chambre. chambre, ब्र, chambre भी बोल सकते हैं आसान शब्दों में chambre. लेकिन धीरे धीरे we have to ensure it's not a mandatory thing. You have to try making the sound r from here, r, and it becomes Deepika chambre, chambre, br. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah. So don't hurt yourself. Do it peacefully. Even in the entirety of this A1, it doesn't come. Don't worry at all. It might come at A2. It might come at B1. But be soft to yourself. But you can always practice this from here, right? But even if you don't want to say, I've seen professors of French and they say chambre. They say we don't have to say it. I don't have to say it in the French style. I'll say it my own way, and that's absolutely okay. The way we speak our Indian English, similarly, you have your Indian French as well, which is largely understood by everyone, and you understand everyone. That's how it is. But if you want to near yourself to a native level, you would say chambre. That's it. All right. So quickly moving ahead. Adi, बताइए OI को क्या पढ़ते हैं हम?
Wa.
Ua. Very good. And the word that is there, how do you read that?
What you.
इसको 3 syllable में तोड़ते हैं. VOITURE. तो पढ़िए. Voix. Yeah. Tu. And RE को क्या पढ़ेंगे? R. So what is?
What you.
Voila. So the final pronunciation becomes Adi. Voiture. Voiture.
What you.
Voiture. Voiture is a car, right? So every time Deepika, Vaibhav, Adi, ensure that you have broken the word in syllables and then you have pronounced it correctly. Okay, so that is one. And OU, how do you read that one, Vaibhav? OU को क्या पढ़ते हैं हम? Yeah, OU is
Ooh.
oo. Exactly. So ROUE को क्या पढ़ेंगे वैभव?
Roo.
रू. Exactly. ये रू है, ये रू नहीं है, ये है रू. रू मतलब पहिया, wheel. Right? That's रू. Perfect. Ça va? C'est clair? Okay, let's quickly move ahead. और हम देख लेते हैं कुछ और कॉम्बिनेशंस हैं. जी एन का जो कॉम्बिनेशन होगा दीपिका वो होगा न्य, आधा न और य. न्य, राइट? न्य. न्य इज व्हाट यू वुड से. सो GAGNER को कौन सिलेबल में तोड़ के पढ़ सकता है? आप ट्राई कीजिए दीपिका.
गाने.
हाँ, GA को क्या पढ़ा आपने? गा. GN को आपने पढ़ा न्य. न्य. और ER को क्या पढ़ते हैं दीपिका? ए.
गाने.
Perfect. Ganye. Ganye. That's a verb. ये क्रिया है, एक verb है. And what does that mean? To win. To earn. To gain. इसके तीन मतलब हो सकते हैं वैभव. To win, to earn, to gain. कुछ भी हो सकता है. तीनों का मतलब होता है गान्ये. कमाना, जीतना या प्राप्त करना. It can be any, right? Okay. Now the famous ILLE that Vaibhav talked about. तो ILL का साउंड होता है ईयर. ईयर, राइट? नॉर्मली इट इज ईयर, बट द एक्सेप्शन वाज व्हील. शहर को हम पढ़ते हैं VILLE, which is wheel, right? Wheel. So FILLE will be Vaibhav. Yeah, fear. Fear. फ बड़ी की मात्रा and य. Fear. Oh la la, qu'est-ce que je fais? Fear. Fear. And some people they say fee. वो इतना उसको खींचते नहीं है आदि, वो fear तक नहीं जाते, fee पे रुक जाते हैं. That's also acceptable. Fee. सेमा फी, ये मेरी बेटी है, सेमा फी, right? Then EAU का साउंड होता है आदि. Any guesses? EAU? How would you say EAU? O. 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 Right? जो O लेटर होता है ना, LMNO, वही O साउंड है, O. और पानी को हम फ्रेंच में बोलते हैं दीपिका O. O. Right? O बोलते हैं. Yeah. O is water. And some water is the low. थोड़ा पानी, the low. The low. तो हम the low generally रखते हैं साथ में because some water is always the low. You might ask me what is this the low? So DEL apostrophe is partitive articles that define an imprecise quantity. We will see it later on. This is some and this is water, some water, the low, right? Okay, AU का sound again same sound. So कैसे पढ़ेंगे AU को O? So Deepika, what is CHAUD? If I don't read D, how do you read CHAUD? Show. Show. Perfect. Show. Show. Show means hot, गर्म. कोई चीज गर्म होती है. मान लीजिए आपने कोई खाने की चीज थी, आपने खाई, से शो, गर्म है ये, से शो. से मतलब C apostrophe EST, it is, and show मतलब गर्म, CHAUD. Say show, it's hot. Say show. Say show. Okay. ए जो लेटर है उसको हमेशा मुंह खोल के आ पढ़ना है, ए नहीं पढ़ना इंग्लिश की तरह. सो आदि CHAT को आप क्या पढ़ेंगे? Sha. Sha. And Sha means a cat, right? Sha. Okay. EU, Vaibhav, how would you read EU? I'll get you one more. जो नंबर 2 था उसमें भी EU छुपा हुआ था, आप को याद है? So EU is right? The same sound Deepika, Adi, Vaibhav, number 2 के लिए बोला था round your lips, bring them out, d, sul, right? So sul, yeah, and not sul, and not sul, sul, sul. थोड़ा सा अब ये देखिए यहाँ पे मेहनत का पता चलता है कि यहाँ पे फर्क आता है हिंदी और फ्रेंच में. सर सली तो है, नहीं सल नहीं है, सल, सल. सो थोड़ा बहुत इस पे काम करेंगे, ध्यान रखेंगे, तो बिलीव मी your pronunciation will be absolutely fantastic and it will be different from regular ones, those who do not either.
Is it swell?
Swell, swell.
Swell.
या थोड़ा सा राउंड करना है लिप्स को and then swell.
Swell.
या swell नहीं है, swell. Swell नहीं है, swell. Swell and
Swell.
yeah, swell. Yeah, that's correct.
Swell.
Swell. Yeah. Okay. There is one word that's called fire. Fire. Deepika, can you help us read this word? Fire. F-E-U. Try
No.
F. That's correct. F. 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 Yeah, that is F. 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 Right? Okay. Take your time. Don't worry about it. आगे बढ़ते हैं. सबसे disturbing letter. U. 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 U है ये. So
You.
TU की ध्वनि आप बताइए वैभव. TU की ध्वनि.
Tube.
Two. That's correct. And what about L-U-N-E? Adi, how do you read this L-U-N-E?
You.
Very good. Lune.
Lune.
Yeah. Got that, Deepika? Lune. Yeah. इस तरीके से पढ़ना है. Okay. So this is U. And if I were to ask you, Deepika, R-U-E, इसका मतलब होता है street. Street. Lane. R-U-E का sound कैसे पढ़ेंगे, Deepika? R-U-E.
You.
Very good. Rue. Rue मतलब जो गली होती है, स्ट्रीट होती है, उसको बोलते हैं rue. ओके, ओ को पढ़ते हैं. O S-O-L-E-I-L. सोलई, राइट? सोलई मतलब सन, सूरज को बोलते हैं सोलई. आगे ये जब भी आएगा, ये है, ये दोनों सेम रहते हैं. ये दोनों है ए का साउंड है, ए और ये ए, मेरे हिसाब से ये होना चाहिए. फेट, ए, फेट, एंड ये है प्रे. तो दोनों का ए का साउंड होता है, ध्यान रखिएगा. वेराज ये इस प्रकार से लिखा जाता है, इसको बोलते हैं अक्सों ग्राव. इसको बोलते हैं हम अक्सों ग्राव, और इसको बोलते हैं अक्सों एग्यू. तो इसका साउंड होता है, दीपिका, ए. इसका साउंड होता है ए. इसका नाम होता है अक्सों ग्राव, इसका नाम होता है अक्सों एग्यू. तो हम इसको जब इंग्लिश में मैं आपको बोलूंगा तो आपको बोलूंगा फॉलिंग एक्सेंट एंड राइजिंग एक्सेंट. सो फॉलिंग मतलब ये फॉल कर रहा है, और ये राइजिंग एक्सेंट. कई बार हमको नाम याद नहीं होता कि सर वो कौन सा एग्यू, कौन सा ग्राव. तो ग्राव इज फॉलिंग एंड एग्यू इज राइजिंग. सो आप राइजिंग फॉलिंग से भी याद कर सकते हो इंग्लिश में. सो ये हो जाएगा फेट, ये हो जाएगा प्रे, ये हो जाएगा एते. ए है तो एते मीन्स समर. सबा, आदि, दीपिका, oui? Okay, très bien. So let's quickly move to the alphabets now. The fortunate part is all the alphabets are the same as in English, but the pronunciation differs. So A, B, C, D, E, F, then G becomes J. Okay, this is called J. इसको J पढ़ते हैं, G को पढ़ते हैं J. Ash, E, G. J को पढ़ते हैं G. K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, because दो बार V आ रहा है तो W, double, W, X, Y, Z. X, Y, Z. No one is going to ask you alphabets, I'm sure. But when you go to a French hotel and you are checking in, Deepika, and someone asks you, Madame, vous vous appelez comment? And you say, je m'appelle Deepika. D'accord. Ça s'écrit comment? How is it written? Then you would be like, D, E, P, I, K, A. तब आपको बोलना पड़ेगा. So then you need to know the alphabets, right? So just memorize them and go back to this video and just check them once, and then I'll ask you all the 26 letters in the next class. All right. So if someone were to ask you, how do you spell your names? The question becomes, comment appelez-vous votre nom? Appelez is to to pronounce. I'm sorry, not to pronounce, but how to write. So, how do you write your name? So, how do you spell your name rather? To appeler is to spell. To spell. Spell कैसे करते हैं आप अपने नाम को? Comment appelez-vous votre nom? Comment appelez-vous votre nom? How do you spell your name? So, किसी ने कहा Jean, Marie, Charles. तो Jean, Marie, Charles. तो हम थोड़ी बहुत ABCD याद है, एक बार पढ़ता हूँ. Then we will ask. ये हम देंगे वैभव से पूछेंगे. This we'll ask Adi, and this we'll ask Deepika. चलिए. So, I'll get you this alphabet once again. A, B, C, D, E, F, then G is G. G, H, I, J is G, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. So there are no Y's and no X's and no Z's, so life is easy. Let's try with Deepika, the first one. If someone says Jean, मेरा नाम है Jean. So how do you spell that, Deepika? G. Yeah. E होता है yeah. And N is same?
No.
N is N. N is N.
N.
Yeah. L, M, N, O. Yeah, life is easy. L, M, N, O. L, M, N, O. That's the same, right? So, J, E, A, N, Jean. Okay. Adi, how would you spell Marie?
M-A-R-A.
Okay.
R and I am
Okay. So, R is R. R.
M.
That's not Ray, it is R. And then I is E. E. So, English mein this is E, but French mein this is E. And E of English in French becomes E. E. M-A-R-I-E. Okay, over to you, Vaibhav. Charles. Charles.
C.
C.
H.
H.
A.
A.
M.
R.
L.
L.
O.
E.
S.
S. Bravo. Très bien. Parfait. Ça va? Oui? So you'll be needing people to speak, to spell their names only when you don't understand their names. Someone says some strange name and that's a foreign name and you're like, pardon? Vous pouvez répéter? Vous pouvez? Or you can say, comment appelez-vous votre nom? How do you spell your name? ये भी आप पूछ सकते हैं. चलिए आगे बढ़ते हैं हम लोग. Okay, let's quickly look at the days of the week and the months of the year. So this will be very quick. We know. I'll just read them out for you and then I'll ask you to read for me one by one. Lundi, mardi, mercredi, jeudi, vendredi, samedi and dimanche. Lundi, mardi, mercredi, jeudi, vendredi, samedi, dimanche. Right? Dimanche, samedi, vendredi, jeudi, mercredi, mardi, lundi. That's from Monday till Sunday. Okay, over to you, Adi.
Hindi.
Yeah.
Mahdi.
Mardi.
Mahkadi.
Right.
Jeudi.
Oui.
Vendredi.
Right.
Samedi.
Perfect.
Dimanche.
Très bien. Très bien. Okay. If I were to say which day are we on? Aujourd'hui. Voilà, là. Aujourd'hui. Voilà. Aujourd'hui.
C'est samedi.
Voilà. Aujourd'hui, c'est quel jour? So the question that we ask, Vaibhav, today is which day? आज कौन सा दिन है? So the way Adi rightly says, aujourd'hui, A-U-J-O-U-R-D'-H-U-I. Aujourd'hui, c'est samedi. Today it's Saturday, so he would say aujourd'hui c'est samedi. And the question, Deepika, that is aujourd'hui c'est quel jour? Aujourd'hui c'est quel jour? Quel matlab which and jour matlab day. So आज कौन सा दिन है? It is which day today? And the right answer aujourd'hui c'est samedi. Okay, over to you, Deepika, for the days. Lundi, mardi, mercredi, jeudi, vendredi, samedi, and dimanche. पढ़िए आप.
Lundi, mardi,
Right.
mercredi,
Perfect.
jeudi,
Right.
vendredi,
Right.
samedi,
Right.
dimanche.
Très bien. Parfait. Great. Yeah, over to you, Vaibhav.
Lundi, mardi, mercredi, jeudi,
Oui.
vendredi,
Right.
samedi,
Oui.
dimanche.
Perfect. And today is aujourd'hui and tomorrow is demain. Demain. So if I were to ask this question, Vaibhav, demain, c'est quel jour? Demain, c'est quel jour?
Dimanche.
Ah, demain, c'est dimanche. Demain, c'est dimanche. Tomorrow, it's Sunday. D'accord. Ça va? Oui? Okay. So we'll quickly move ahead with the 12 months of the year. I'll just read them out for you. You don't have to repeat. You just repeat in your mind and then you can go back to this video. Janvier, février, mars. You have to read till S. Mars. Avril. You have to read till L. Avril. Mai. Juin. Juillet. Then you would read it as août, septembre, septembre, octobre, novembre, and décembre. I'm overdoing this br sound so that you catch hold of it, but you have to do it in a very subtle way. Septembre, octobre, novembre, décembre, softly, right? Ça va? C'est clair? Okay. Let's move ahead. These are some of the nationalities. So I would want you to read it for tomorrow's class. We'll just take one last topic for today. So tomorrow when we'll catch up, I will be doing this with you, but I think by then you will have already read it. So please look at the countries' names, look at their masculine nationalities, look at the feminine nationalities, and it's in English. So Français is a nationality. So Français, and then you have got Français and Française. So I think this and this is largely same, so you don't have to worry about it. I don't know, there's some misprint over here. So it should have been the country perhaps, but then it's okay. You have masculine nationality and then feminine nationality. You try to identify the country's name. That's a little homework for you. That it is France, so you will say F-R-A-N-C-E. So you write France as English word France. So it is France, France. Just try to find the English nationality for English people, Spanish. So just find the countries for me for tomorrow. Countries, which are these countries? Go to Google or internet and just try to read these masculine nationalities and the feminine nationalities. So for example, Français, Française, Anglais, Anglaise, Espanol, Espanol. So I won't do the complete list. You do it for yourself. Tomorrow we'll catch up with this one. And one last topic before we wrap up. I would really want you people to do a little bit of dialogues. For example, bonjour Paul, bonjour Alice, comment ça va? Ça va bien, merci. Et toi? Ah, très bien, merci. Tu veux un café? So ये आपको कल पढ़ना है. कल मैं आपसे pronounce करवाऊंगा. दीपिका, वैभव and आदि पढ़िएगा इनको. और यहाँ पे translation भी आपके लिए English में, so that you don't confuse it. You will understand it. So these are, I think, around 7-8 dialogues, very simple ones. So that's 5 and 6, 7, 8 around dialogues that you will see tomorrow. And one last thing with which I'm going to wrap up is something that we saw in last class. Now we'll quickly wrap up. How much time is left? Yeah, we still have 10 minutes. So, ça va? Vous êtes fatigué? Adi? Tu es fatigué, Deepika? What does that mean to you?
No,
To you?
nothing.
No? You got the sense. What am I asking you, Deepika?
That you are tired?
Exactly. So we call it fatigué.
Fatigué.
Yeah,
Fatigué.
like fatigued, right? Tu es fatigué? So you say no, no.
Je n'ai pas.
Yeah, je ne suis pas
pas.
fatigué. मैं थकी हुई नहीं हूँ. Je ne suis pas fatigué. I'm not tired. Ah, mais j'ai faim. Oh là là. Yes, what does that mean, j'ai faim? Deepika, when Adi says j'ai faim. Ah, j'ai faim. J'ai faim.
I am hungry.
I'm hungry. Et toi aussi, tu as faim? Deepika, tu as faim?
We.
Ok, oui. Ok, tu as faim. Moi aussi, j'ai faim. What does moi aussi mean?
Me also.
Yeah,
I
moi,
also.
me too. Moi aussi, j'ai faim. Okay, so I know before you, fall apart, let me just quickly wrap it up by this little topic. So, as I mentioned to you at the very outset, we will look in the initial days of this batch the ER ending verbs. Let's see, just at the initial part, or maybe in the coming weekend, we'll see the other verbs as well, IR ending and RE ending as well. So, ER ending is wonderful, it's very helpful. Why? How do you do that? You remove the ER, remove ER. What you are left with is PARL, Deepika. You put PARL, 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 and PARL. And what endings do you do? It's very simple. I hope you people remember. You put E, you put ES, you put E, you put ONS, you put EZ, and you put ENT. And it is done, right? और इसका pronunciation क्या होगा? अ यानी तीनों के साउंड में आपको अ का साउंड आएगा. दीपिका, je parle tu parles ही चल रहा है. Il parle सेम है. Elle parle पे रुक जाना है. On parle. Why am I stressing on that? Because we at times tend to say je parlais, tu parlais, il parlait. No, ऐसा कुछ नहीं बोलना. आपको अ पे रुकना है, right? Je parle, tu parles, il parle, elle parle, on parle. और ONS को पढ़ते हैं on, so nous parlons. EZ को पढ़ते हैं A, so vous parlez. और अंत में ENT को हम कुछ नहीं पढ़ते, वही पढ़ते हैं जो शुरुआत के तीन को पढ़ते हैं. दीपिका, so il parle, elle parle. ठीक है? और इसका यदि नेगेटिव करना है आपको, मैं नहीं बोलता, तुम नहीं बोलते, I don't speak. So anyone? Je ne parle pas. Je ne parle pas. पहले जो आएगा, फिर न आएगा, फिर parle आएगा, फिर पा आएगा. तो I don't speak हो जाएगा je ne parle pas. Je ne parle pas. Je ne parle pas. Perfect. Which means I don't speak. मैं नहीं बोलता हूँ. किसी ने कहा चाइनीज बोलते हो, tu parles chinois. Tu parles chinois. तो आप कहेंगे no, je ne parle pas chinois. Chinois means Chinese, which you will get to know later on. So ये हमने parler verb का conjugation देखा है. तो आपके लिए छोटा सा काम ये रहेगा कि आप chanter verb को conjugate करिएगा. और मैं आपके लिए सिर्फ 4 verbs. I think last time I did give you homework. I'm sure you must have done it, Vaibhav and Adi, right? So since Deepika wasn't there, so I'll just quickly give you a few more verbs. So you please try to do the verb manger. If you have done it, do another one. Voyager, I think you have done it. Then you have got travailler. I'm sure you have done it. If you haven't done it, please do it. Then you have got visiter. Then you have got inviter. And I'll get you just 2 more. One is gagner, which means to win. And okay, that will be. And one last is commencer, to commence. So मैंने आपको manger दिया है, voyager दिया है, travailler दिया है, visiter दिया है, inviter दिया है, gagner दिया है, commencer दिया है. सब ER ending verbs है. दीपिका, ER हटाइएगा आप. E, ES, E, ONS, EZ और ENT लिखेंगे. साथ में पॉजिटिव और नेगेटिव दोनों बनाएंगे आप और इसको प्रोनाउंस करने का प्रयास करेंगे. मैं कल आपसे सुनूंगा आप सभी से. Manger is to eat, voyager is to travel, travailler is to work, visiter is to visit, inviter is to invite, gagner is to win, earn or to gain, और अंत में commencer is to commence or to begin. Ça va? Okay. Très bien. Okay. So with that, we have come to the end of our today's session. I really liked your motivation. Keep up that motivation in all the classes. And I wish. Vous avez des questions? Vous avez questions pour moi? Des questions? Non? Questions? Questions? Deepika? No? Ça va? Okay. So with that, we have come to the end. I wish you a great day. That in French is bonne journée, and see you tomorrow is à demain. Merci.
À demain.
À demain. Merci.
Au revoir.
Au revoir. Merci.
Merci.
Merci.